Come on, come on. Alrighty, y'all. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Don't understand what happened, but somehow all I did was set up the Hangouts. It started. I mean, it literally started. I was still putting my shirt on. So let's get to it. Don't know why I started that way, but y'all know topics for the day. We got 17 of them. Let's get ready to get to it. First topic: should child rapists be executed publicly? Well, that's cut down. But let's get to our song. Get everybody a chance to get in here.
Yeah, Rodero, the one man show, coming at you like I always do. And if you can handle it, check it out, yo. I'm telling the truth. I bring the facts, and that's something that you can't react to because you're living it. And if you're living it, you can't see what you're doing. Yo, y'all living right. Glorifying that street life, chasing the ice well until the night. Well, that's how you live. If that's all you got to give, then reach for the stars, the orange jumpsuit, or the prison bar. How you living? How you living? Yo. I see you bubbles on the corner. Oh, wow. I see you bubbles on the strip. Oh, wow.
But you don't notice me.
I'm right here learning. People creeping in the shadows. Feeling your holes, never feeling your flows. But push that flow, make the money, make that cash. Blast that icon up there, ice me. I make mine honestly. I look over my shoulder. You think you're cold, but I'm colder, wiser.
Because I'm older.
Got people, I got to relate the solution to your yellow pollution. Clean up the streets. Before you ask for a beat, make sure your lyrics is tight. Before you pick up the mic, or you get blasted by the lyrical fanatic. Bring the static, I'm waiting. Take up the patient will leave your man hate, drop that zero. And get with me, a real hero. The man with a plan, creates magic. I finish the pad, I'm loyal, no set, no click, no proof.
This is how I do.
You can't handle it. I don't feel like a candle. It's doing wrong, I'm coming on strong. Keep ignoring me. Like Tyson, I'm ignoring me. Yo, y'all living right.
Glorifying that street life, chasing the ice well into the night.
That's how you live. Cause that's all you got to give.
Then reach for the stars, the orange jumpsuit, or the prison bar. How you living, yo? How you living?
So like a little internet could. I want to rock every neighborhood. On my track on an international scale. I want to see my lyrics in every language, even braille. I might fail, but I can't use that as an excuse. I have faith in God in my roots. I can date while I come along to what's hot. Because you can't compose, so how you know it's not. You take for sure and give me your all receivers. I'm going to make y'all believers. I had many offers to sing that rock when I was young. I wanted to be a cop, but what I do best is drop. I ain't the type of work to 9 to 5. This is survive. I don't live like a flexing. I don't use temper for the best thing. I don't use it to make it. You like it or you hate it. I don't give respect, you earn it. Unless my CD done burn it. Take it back, return it by they got a garbage. But you don't learn shit. And you know what, I'm cool because I'm about to old school way. I make those wild play. She crime from play. You ever try to glorify this man's gun lifestyle, but you never testify. The chasing is high. Doesn't make you fly. It makes you die. If anything I said ain't right, yo, I'll drop my mic.
Y'all living right, glorifying that street life, chasing that ice well into the night.
If that's how you live, that's all you got to give.
Then reach for the stars, the orange jumpsuit, or the prison bars. How you living, yo? How you living?
Yo, fuck me chanting murder, 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 kill, kill, kill. Act like they down when they ain't for real. Come see you on road gangsters. Got these weeds smoking crystals, drinking practice, get high. And let the bullets fly. Yo, if you got some pop, you a straight pump.
We got some good topics tonight. I hope y'all ready.
You can't keep your mouth shut. Some of us are so lazy. And some women suffer quick. You pull a trigger and go crazy. Hit little kids ain't doing nothing for being in the wrong place. Hop, hop, hop. The little girl got shot in the face or can't hopscotch. No one comes to help. Too busy looking out for themselves. 5 ocean up the shell casing. You and yours hiding out pacing because you missed the one you were aiming for. And come back to you to score from your brain. Wait for you to attack. Get ready for the big payback. With y'all straight punks hiding out. Yo, y'all living tripe, glorifying that street life, chasing the ice, well into the night. If that's how you live, that's all you got to give. Then reach for the stars, the orange jumpsuit, or the prison bars. How you living, yo? How you living? You living tripe, glorifying that street life, chasing the ice, well into the night. If that's how you live, that's all you got to give. Then reach for the stars, the orange jumpsuit, or the prison bars. Yeah, yeah. I see you brothers on the corner, out on the strip talking shit. I see you brothers out on the corner, on the strip talking. I see you brothers in the club, but you won't show love unless you come like a thug. Yeah, freestyle. Yo,
You don't notice me, but I'm coming at you. You turn around and I'm grabbing you. Body slamming. Grab your neck into the cement. I ain't done it till you totally spent. I don't give a damn. Bring what you got. Brothers get dropped, they get robbed. Glass go pop.
But you won't get a chance to reach that trigger, son.
Cause I'm bigger. And I figured you out. You a straight punk. If you not with your toy, don't have your toy, then you get destroyed. So bring it. Don't sing it. Fling it like a beast. I'm gonna sting it.
I'm going there with one man show. And what I do is stay next, you never know. Yo. You wish you could compose like this. You wish you could compose like this. Go home and play with your little beat machine. Don't play with your samplers, suckers.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I hope y'all ready to chat. We got 17 topics. They all neutral and they all hot. And we coming right out the gate. We're going to do something that somebody from New York should be doing every night. We're going to do it tonight. Should child rapists be executed on the spot when they caught? Should they be allowed to be publicly executed? Should people and their family of the victim be able to take turns torturing this person till they get tired? Forget about them sitting on death row for 20 years. We ain't talking about that bullshit. I'm talking about should child molesters and rapists, when they get caught, should they be allowed to be publicly tortured, publicly executed by the families of the child victim? Y'all tell me, would that stop? Would that stop these perverts from messing with these little kids? Not knowing they got these 5 years in jail and sit in protection. No. Publicly execute them on the spot. Let the family get first shot at them. Tie his ass up on a stake. Give him bats, golf clubs, table legs. Let them go take first shot. Would that stop all this child molestation? Let me hear your opinion. Superman said, no, it won't stop, though. When they get tired of seeing other people on national TV get beat like a damn dog. I ain't talking about them sitting in no nice, comfortable jail cell. I'm talking about them getting annihilated on the public street. It should happen right in front of the house of the child they molested. Their parents, their sisters, their brothers, their mothers and fathers should all get first crack at them. Forget a trial. Forget wasting money on court. Forget feeding them for 20 years. I say the family should be able to beat all the tar off his ass. Let's get real. You want to stop it? Pervert gonna be like, oh, that child sure look. No, damn, I ain't trying to get my butt beat. No, that's okay. I'll look at you, but I ain't gonna touch it. I don't want to embarrass my family by them having to watch me get tore to shreds by the family of that child. Is that a way to cut down on this child molestation? This is a way to cut down on the child rape. Should we allow to do this with all rapists? If they can be proven that they violently rape somebody, male or female, shouldn't the family be allowed to pick up the first thing they can find? They should have them tied to a post in the middle of the street, and everybody should be able to do whatever they want to them. I guarantee you, won't nobody be thinking about that again. I don't care how sick they are. You want to start deterring situations. I say, in this instance, go back to martial law. Go back to the Wild West. Person should never make it to the squad car. Person should never make it to the precinct. Person should never make it to court. Don't have to worry about them. Take them out. You can't fix them. Take them out. Let me see what my chat says. Common sense says no, it will not. Superman says, don't get me wrong, I like the idea. Common sense says that's not how the psychology of predators work. Superman said, yes, they must be caught in the act, though. All right. Got to be evidence. DNA. He should be brought dead center at the house where it occurred at. And he should be tied to a stake. And everybody in the house should be able to rush out and should get first crack. They should be able to just beat him to death. There's no way he should make it off that block, not in a body bag. That's how you stop child molestation. If they that sick, knowing that's going to happen to them, they do it anyway, they should be killed. You can't do nothing for them. Don't tell me about therapy. Don't tell me about none of that. We need to start cleaning up our streets. But this is a particular crime. This is worse than drugs. This is worse than robbery. This is fucking with little kids. They should be taken out. You can prove they did it. They should be beat on live TV to let every other predator know. You do this, this is your fate. Is it worth it? Better go get you a prostitute before you mess with these little children. Better get you a midget before you mess with these little children. Because if we catch you, we gonna beat you till there ain't nothing left to beat. You ain't gonna survive. You're gonna be executed that day. We want all the news cameras there. We want CNN. We want everybody there. So that all the perverts know you don't do that in the United States. You don't do it. That would send a message to these pedophiles who are only looking at 4 or 5 years in jail. Imagine their parents having to sit there, their children having to sit there and watch their daddy or mama get publicly brutalized on national TV. Ain't nobody going to put their family through that unless they're really sick. And if they're really that sick, we need to get them off the planet Earth. Let me check my chat. Common sense says, in that case, do the same for all criminals. Superman says, or woman. I did say women. I said women. I didn't forget the women. Superman said, they should tie the man dick to a cart and pull it off and let him go. You know, for some, that's not going to work. They still going to have the tendencies. So even though they don't have a penis, They might still, you know, try to finger or, you know, carpet munch, or they still might, you understand what I'm saying, still be able to get off in other ways. Best way to get them out of here. Would you want your daughter to marry somebody been convicted of child molestation? So why do we leave these criminals, let them back out to do it again? You got children at the playground. You always see these doofy looking dudes hanging around, watching them. We start doing that, it won't be no more of that. Guarantee you. It won't be no more of that. All that gonna stop. And Common Sense said, laugh out loud, Superman, ouch. Superman said, dig, you're a damn fool, brother. DDD, laugh out loud. I'm being serious. Y'all think you want to take a serious hit out of all the children that's being messed with? You want to take a serious hit? Make it that kind of penalty. And I don't disagree with what somebody said in the chat. All crimes should be done the same way. You want to break in somebody's home? We should be able to break this bat across your head. You want to rob somebody's grandma at night? Every grandma in the neighborhood should be able to come out there and bust you with something. It will eliminate so much crime. If they knew they had to pay a quick sentence, not this old you go to jail and go through this long trial and then you get comfortable and get 3 hots in the cots for 10 years. No. We need to start taking these people out. You know, in some countries, if you take a piece of fruit from a vendor and start eating it, they cut your hand off. You imagine that in the United States. When you see somebody, they got a hand cut off, that means they're a thief. Get away from them. They wouldn't be able to infiltrate amongst good citizens. They're going to carry that mark. And they're going to have to work hard every day to make you forget that they ain't got no hand. Dead serious. Let me check my chat. Superman says, I agree. Sense. Nobody else got no comments. Should child rapists that are caught, should they be dragged to the house where it occurred? National TV cameras looking on? Should everybody in that block, but the family should get the first shot, be able to beat the tar hide off his butt? Just beat him till he bleed. Beat him till he can't take another breath. And everything should be allowed. You want to bring the weed whacker and turn on? You want to bring your saw? Like I said, table leg, golf club, chairs, wherever you come, crack it across his back. Crack it across his neck. Have him paralyzed while he just hanging there. If y'all really want to deter these pedophiles, give them second thoughts before they act. And like some people said, some of them don't care. If they don't care, that means you can't fix them. If you can't fix them, get rid of them. if you can't fix them, why keep feeding them? Why get them hope to get out and do it again? Take their asses out. And if everybody get tired of beating on them or her, and they still got life in them, I say let them go. They do it again, we ain't gonna beat them this time. Everybody coming with knives. We gonna cut them in little pieces and make sure he don't have no children to come back and do the same thing. Maybe we can get some of these people out of here. Maybe we can get them out of here. If it's hereditary, don't let them procreate. Get them out of here. What does my chat room think? Superman says, I'm on the damn floor. Laugh out loud. Well, this next topic is for you animal owners, and I'm included. Do we need to get rid of zoos? Is it inhumane to keep these animals that belong in the wild cooped up in these small enclosures? Is it inhumane to keep animals that belong in the wild cooped up in these small enclosures? Now, some of you are going to say, well, they get the best food, they get medical care, but are we harming them by not having them out in the wild? Are we harming these animals by keeping them caged up in the same place when they're supposed to be roaming through the forest? Is it inhumane? Is it cruel to keep animals locked in the zoo when they meant to roam around? Is that cruel? Let me check my chat. See what y'all got to say. Nobody got an answer? None of y'all think it's cruel to keep animals that belong out in the wild roaming around, out hunting? You think it's inhumane to keep them locked all their life in one spot in a zoo for us to come by and look at them? Even though they get medical care, even though they get 3 hots, is it cruel? Is it almost like prison for these animals? Is the zoo another name for prison for animals? Check the chat. Nobody got no comments? Then let's bring it home. As a pet owner myself, is it inhumane to keep a pet in your house all that life? Is it inhumane to keep a pet? Some of us are dog owners. Some of us are cat lovers. Some of us have fish. Some of us have snakes. Some of us have baby tigers. Why you want a tiger? I don't know. But is it inhumane to keep an animal that's meant to be in the wild? Is it inhumane to domesticate them? And is that why we have so many animal attacks? Because they still go back to their natural instincts, even though we try to domesticate them. Is it inhumane to keep an animal, take it out of its natural habitat, and put them in ours just for them to keep us company? Just for us to go play catch with them. When there's nobody else around. Isn't it nice to know that you got your trusty pet? But is your trusty pet longing to go out into the wild? Are you making that pet suffer for your own needs? Is keeping animals that were meant to be free and wild, is keeping them. You know, you got the dogs tied up in the yard. You got the cages for them. Is that really humane to the animals that we say we love? Let me see what my chat says. No comments. Nobody has pets. No comments. Here's a question. Does the United States need a fresh reorganization of all the states? Does the government need to look at the locations, the boundaries, how the businesses are spread out? Do we need to do a relocation of state lines, borders? Do we need to make all the laws similar? Do we really need separate state laws and separate federal laws? Doesn't that cause a conflict of interest? Like you got 5 states that marijuana is illegal, but the federal government still says it's not illegal. Does the United States need to tighten up its laws on the states? Do they need to merge? Should they reallocate the people living there so that all the states have a fair shot? Should all the big businesses not be in just 2 or 3 states with 4 or 5 plants, but should they be made to spread it out so that it's more, the resources, the jobs are available to everybody in the country? Should the government really crack down on what the states are doing? Is my question. Anybody have any comments to that? So nobody wants to comment tonight. Let's get to the next one. Should freedom of expression have limits? Freedom of expression is guaranteed in the Constitution. But the people that abuse it and use it to harass and bully other people? Should they be able to hide behind freedom of expression when they're exposed? Or should we be allowed to prosecute them? All freedom of expression should not be guaranteed under the Constitution. If you're in a movie theater and somebody yells out fire and everybody start running out and two people get trampled and the person was just being funny, was bored by the movie, should that person be allowed to be tried for murder, for shouting out fire and making everybody run and scramble to get out that theater? If you in a mall and somebody yells out, "There's a terrorist with a gun," should that person, if anybody gets hurt, should that person be prosecuted? I'll even go one step further. Should people on social media that come on with lies and negativity said about someone else, should that someone else be able to prosecute? Come on, family. Where's everybody at? Let me ask you this question. To those of y'all who know farmers, why do we subsidize farmers? And I'll give you a quick example. Y'all know that corn is used now by the oil companies to produce oil. That drives up the price of corn in the market because we consumers are competing against the oil companies because the fuel they make now, they can use the corn extract to run the cars. So we're actually competing. The price of corn is going up because we're competing with the oil companies on getting the corn. So we paying higher prices at the market. Why is our tax money still helping out the farmers who making money off the oil companies and making money by using that to drive up the prices of the corn we buy? So we paying twice for the same thing. So why are we subsidizing these corn farmers to make a product that they selling to the oil companies and making good money off of? And the price of corn is going through the damn roof. We paying for that too. Why are we paying twice for the same thing? Why are we paying to subsidize corn growers when they're making the majority of their corn for the oil companies? Why shouldn't the oil companies be subsidizing them? Why are we subsidizing them? It's just a question. Maybe y'all don't care. But do you like paying for something twice? Do you like paying for the same thing twice? Common Sense says setting up my phone I received for Mother's Day will be done shortly. Okay. Nobody got no comments on that. Let me ask y'all this. Can world peace ever be achieved? Or are we wasting our time? The Bible says there'll never be peace in the Middle East. It ain't. Are we wasting our time trying to create world peace? Every time you turn around, it's another country. It's always Turkey. It's always Iraq. It's always something going on with Israel. It's always going on with something with the guy in South Korea. China keep bucking. Russia keep bucking. Will there ever be world peace? And if so, how can we do it? And if you say no, then why do we waste our time trying to achieve something that's never going to happen? We'd like to hear y'all opinions. And no comments. So we got 5 people in the house and nobody want to chat. Y'all just want to leave me hanging. Okay. Let me ask y'all this. With all the new robots and all the artificial intelligence that they are now given to these machines, in the future, will these intelligence robots take most of the basic jobs away from United States citizens? Will people that's working in the factory, will they be replaced by these artificial robots? People working in the food industry, will they be replaced by artificial robots? People in the limousine, the cab, the sedan business, will they be eliminated by an artificial robot with intelligence that can drive people where they need to go? Is this artificial intelligence eventually going to make people be destitute because the jobs they work won't be needed anymore? If you're working at a bar and you're a bartender, they can have somebody with artificial intelligence, a robot, do it. And he can work for hours without stopping. Days. Will your job be gone? And people don't have to tip robots. The robot is standing there and listening to you, complaining about your wife or your kids, and will just listen. And will give you back pre-programmed responses. Responses that the owners think you want to hear. They can literally replace food workers, waiters, waitresses, bartenders, factory workers, drivers. You imagine getting on a bus, and it's a artificial intelligent robot saying, "How you doing, Mr. Johnson?" How will it affect you for them to take human beings out of these positions? People that you know. Imagine your mailman. Now a robot. He'll come rain, sleet, snow. Here you go, Mr. Jones. Got your mail for you on time. Would you be happy with a robot doing most of the jobs that people do now? Are our public schools going to be able to keep up with the technology? Because now you can't work the job. Your job now as a human being is going to be in the upkeep of the robots. So you're going to have to learn how to make them. You're going to have to learn how to fix them when they break down. And how to keep them up through regular maintenance. So now, the jobs are going to be easier on the human beings to get the education to be able to maintain these robots, because they're going to be on call. You could be laying in your bed, ring. The robot not working down at the shop. We need to go in there and fix it. That's going to be the job. Your job now is to be on call. So it'll make it easier. But for those who don't have the education to be able to understand the robot circuitry, and how are you going to get into that when the schools, most of the public schools, are not going to have the technology and the curriculum to be able to teach you how to handle these robots? Anybody got a comment? Not one comment. Is freedom a myth? Is the dream of being free a myth? Are we really free? Can you really go do whatever you want to do with no repercussions? What do you consider being free? Like, if you were incarcerated, you can't leave the prison. But, so you're not free. But if you reach a certain level in the prison, you can pretty much do what you want. So you'll have more freedom than the average prisoner. But you still can't leave the prison, so you're not free. If you were in the United States, if you want to leave the country, you're not free to do that. You got to get a passport. So you got to get permission to leave the country. So are you free? If you on a road driving and you want to do, you late and you want to do 80 miles per hour and the speed limit is 55. If you were free, you'd be able to do 85 and get where you got to go on time. But the penalty is you might get a ticket. That's going to drive your insurance up. You're going to kick out $200. Are you free? If you want to run across the street and the light's green and you run out in the traffic and the cops see you, he can give you a ticket for jaywalking. You just trying to get across the street. So, are we truly free? If you want to beat your kids and someone calls CFS on you, they come in your house and shake your whole house upside down and make you come to all these meetings. And so, are you really free? What is the limit of freedom? What does it mean to be free if you still got limitations? How can you say you free? Can you say, well, I got more freedom than they do in China? I got more freedom than they do in Russia. I got more freedom than they got in the Middle East. But are you really free? And can you have a totally free society? Is that possible? Is freedom just a myth? Something that people say to make you feel good. But is anybody ever free? If you want to take your gun out and walk down the street with it in your hand, can you do that with no consequences? You do that in Baltimore, you make a shot. Doesn't matter if you got permit or not. They're not going to ask. They're going to see you walking with a gun in your hand. They're going to see you about to shoot somebody. They're going to shoot you. Then they ask you why you did it later. But they want to go home. So, this myth about freedom, is freedom possible? To have a controlled society, can you have total freedom? Let me check the chat. We ain't got not one comment. 8 people in the room. Come on, y'all. It's a talk show. All right. Let me ask y'all this. With all the rampant crime going on in our cities, since the police are overwhelmed, should the National Guard be allowed to patrol our streets? I ask y'all again, should the National Guard be allowed to patrol our streets? They ain't doing nothing anyway. Instead of them all sitting up there at the backs. Why don't we allow them to patrol our streets? Would that help with street crime if we got the National Guard? Every state has a state militia. Why shouldn't we allow the National Guard, instead of sitting on standby, why not have them patrol our streets? Why not have them get the people off the corners? What do y'all think? Could the state militia, could those trained soldiers do what our police forces can't do? Can they come in and tighten up our city streets at night? Only at night can they tighten them up by coming in and patrolling, especially our most worst streets. Can our streets be safe to walk on if we got the National Guard patrolling the streets? Common sense says they do in the event of rioting and looting. Common sense says people aren't running out in groups every day wreaking havoc. You're right. But they tend to feed when there's only so many people out. That's why I said at night. But they offer protection for people that have to work late, because those are the prime targets for robbery, for rape. Those are the prime targets. If they could patrol the streets, Would it make these predators just trying to get the working man, the working woman, trying to make them targets so they can get the next high? Would having the military walk the streets make them think twice about trying to rob a woman that just got out off of work, a man that just got off his job? Could it make a safer environment for our streets at night? You would make the criminals have to work twice as hard, because not only are they looking over one shoulder for the police, now they're looking over for the National Guard, because you don't know when they're going to roll up. Could that help make our streets safer? Especially in places like Chicago, where so many people are dying. They say that on New Year's, the cops won't even come through the projects, because they do so much shooting. They don't want to get hit by a stray bullet. Imagine the National Guard was walking through there. Wouldn't be no shooting. Because I guarantee you, those guys that shooting those guns, no, not trained on how to snipe, angles, positioning, how to take cover. They only know what they seen in the movie. They wouldn't be any match for somebody that's trained. So they would have to take their gun and go back in the house and wait until they leave and then come back out. And when they leave, you got another wave coming in. They're not going to get to come back out. See, that's the intent of it. They can talk all the trash they want to talk. When you're dealing with somebody that know what they're doing, ain't nothing going to happen to you but something bad. So, actually scare the criminals back in the house. Therefore, keeping the streets safer from people coming home late night from work. Check my chat. No comments. We got 7 people in the house and nobody don't want to comment. What are y'all doing? Just trolling? I mean, we'll keep going. Here's a good one. Now that so many kids know how to use the internet, should online pornography be banned? I'll ask again. Should online pornography be banned? Now that most adults have credit cards, debit cards, there should be no way that a child can go online and see pornography without using a debit or credit card. Somebody explain to me. Why in 2018 can a child go watch online pornography without giving no age consent, without providing no credit card number so you know they're a real person? How are they allowed to see online pornography? Should online pornography be banned unless you have a credit card number to verify who you are? And for those of you that say parents might give their child a credit card, parents should be looking at the statement of the credit card. Junior, why are you ordering this? Don't do this no more. Catch you doing it again, I'm taking your card from you. So don't give me that. Got that covered. Tell me why somebody shouldn't need to give a credit card number to be able to see any kind of online pornography. Why can kids just type in XXX? Why can kids type in what they're looking for and be able to see it? Bam, like that. Explain it. Nobody wants to comment. Y'all can explain to me why a child should be able to go on their computer and type in XXX and see anything they want to see. Type in black, white, Chinese, fat, skinny, tall, short, and see whatever they want to see. Y'all don't have a problem with that. And not every parent knows how to age restrict their children's computers. Most of the time, the child knows more than the parent do. I saw pornography early as a child because I was the only person that knew how to work the VCR. They knew how to put it in and press play. Didn't know how to record, didn't know how to set it. And know how to set a date. But I did. I got to see things that I shouldn't have seen. A lot of things I shouldn't have seen. Imagine the World Wide Web. The parents would have to have the material in order for the child to see it. Now, they can get anything they want. Anything. Domination, ghetto gaga, whatever. These children probably see more pornography than their parents have ever seen. Hey, nobody cares. Thank you, because I'm dying up here. Ain't nobody commenting. I got all these great topics, and nobody got no comments. So I ask y'all again. Hey, Miss Minnie, why is it that children today can sit in the comfort of their own bedroom, type in XXX, type in BBW, type in Ebony Whores, type in white men with black men, see any kind of pornography off the World Wide Web, and are not asked for a credit card number to be able to access the content? Why can they watch anything they want on the web? If the parents don't know how to restrict, how to strict the ability to see online content, the kids have an open forum to any kind of pervertish, any kind of exhibitionism. They have all that at their disposal, and the parents don't know nothing about it, or the parents too busy watching, they don't care what the kids is doing. Never occurred to them. Maybe Johnny is watching the same thing you watching. There should be a credit card. They should have to produce a credit card number, a working credit card number, to be able to access the content. And it should show up on that credit card statement, whether they made a purchase or not. The fact they made the inquiry should show up on the statement so the parents can say, hey, Johnny, I understand you're doing your YouTube thing, and I'll let you have that PayPal credit card, but what you doing looking at pornography, sir? Why are you using that card to look at pornography? Why are you breaking the law and putting us all at risk? For what? You getting off? Why can't you be like we was back in the day? We used to go down to the pervert store, and we used to give an adult $5 to go get us a Hustler, to go get us a Playboy. And we kept that magazine hidden. Can't you even show that much respect? You know that your credit card is linked to mine because you're a minor. So now, suppose one of my business rivals find out that you watching pornography and can leak it to me. Then I ain't got no job. So stop that, man. Put some respect. Why don't you go to the library and do that or something? Oh, no, you can't. Because the library got restrictions on it, right? But it's okay for you to do it in my house. Can't do it at the library. You can't do it at school. But you going to do this shit in my house. Not acceptable. But like I say, if you don't know, nobody ain't never told you. If it never occurred to you, hey, I can just type in big black butts, white bubble butts. They pop up on the screen. I don't ask you no question. You can go to images, or show you images. Go to videos, show you videos. You ain't got to pay for nothing. That means that these kids legally, these kids are getting hooked on porn as young as 8 or 9. And you wonder why we got perverts out here? You wonder why dominatrix make so much money? They getting them when they're young. Let's hit the chat. All right, we got some comments. All right. Common Sense says smartphones sharing information with parents, it's up to the parents to regulate their lives. Common Sense says parental control should be activated. Common Sense says that's what boys do. Eventually, they'll find their way to new girls. Nobody cares. Says, yeah. Common Sense says most don't wait long. They're sexting with girls nowadays. When I was young, the majority of the reason why kids didn't fool around was because you could listen to the talk on the street, but you really didn't understand what to do. These kids nowadays, they can sit there and watch the pornography and show how you supposed to have the candlelit dinner and supposed to have the wine and how you supposed to. They know that stuff. I was coming up, we didn't know nothing about no carpet munching. Didn't know nothing about no BJs. You know what I'm talking about? We always just thought of straight up The girl lay down, you get in between her legs. That's what we were dealing with. And the problem was how you get the girl in that position. Now, everything laid out. They can sit there and watch these videos and know everything they supposed to do. They literally can know everything they supposed to do. And if you're lucky, some of these videos they make now, they make the actors use condoms. So one good thing is maybe they'll learn how to use a condom. But still, that's too much knowledge for those kids to have at that young age. And then we wondering why we got 10, 11, 12-year-olds, 13, 14-year-olds just popping out babies. Because the majority of those videos, unless they make the actors wear condoms, they don't explain birth control. They tell them how to do everything but birth control. Nobody cares. Says, yep. Common sense says, I already said that. Most don't wait long. They're sexting with girls nowadays. Common sense says, how you doing? Nobody cares. Miss Minnie says, hey, Miss Minnie. Is there anybody that don't have a wrench? Is there anybody that don't have a wrench? Superman, if you still here, I've been checking out a couple of your videos. And keep it up. Now, before I get to my next topic, I want to touch on something real quick. And I really shouldn't, but I will because it's in the news. Does anybody really believe the beef that's going on between Cynthia G and Tariq Nasheed? Didn't Cynthia used to work for Tariq Nasheed? Didn't she get most of her subscribers from being under the wing of Tariq Nasheed? So why is she all of a sudden going after him now? I don't want us to get bogged down, but those are two higher ups in the sector. Everybody knows Tariq is number one. Now, she ain't had a problem with Corey Holcomb. She ain't had a problem with Tommy Sotomayor. She ain't had a problem with Jesse Lee, the man y'all call the coon, whatever his name is, Jesse Lee Peterson. Why is it that people seem to always be beefing with somebody else? Don't they have any real content? And if you used to work with somebody, you knew all the stuff they did beforehand, and you were sitting there working for them. Now that you got your own, now you want to attack. I'm just asking because don't y'all notice the pattern where you keep seeing people that are together and then they beefing and then they together, then they together beefing with somebody else? Y'all notice the pattern? And my question is, why do we feed into it? Why do we feed into it? Within 5 minutes of hearing both of their digs at each other, I turned them off because I was bored. But I just find it strange. How can you have a woman that's pro-black with a wig on and all that makeup on her face? How can she be pro-black? Then you got Tariq Nasheed saying he pro-black, but yet he got a mixed looking, she looked white, and then got the white mother in the house, but he pro-black. He wrote a book on pimping, supposed to be a preacher, supposed to be an actor, supposed to be a rapper, supposed to be a documentary filmmaker. This man's a jack of all trades. But he found his niche in this sector. The beef between him and Dr. Umar, beef between him, Tommy Sotomayor. Do you really even believe in these beefs anymore? And the answer is yes, because the ratings are off the chains. Why do we like to hear people putting other people down? Why do we get excited? Why is it okay to talk about negativity? When you try to talk about doing something positive, nobody want to hear it. When you try and give people things they could do to help that community, nobody want to hear it. Start telling them about the problems of the community, they'll hear. Start telling them how they can start making changes, they don't want to hear. So am I crazy? Am I wasting my time? Should I go and start doing that dumb stuff? Because it's really discouraging to come here every night and put these great topics out here and nobody don't even want to talk back. But I can get off of here and see, oh, you got a 150, you got a 200. But then I go look at these idiots talking about nothing, calling each other bastards and trannies, and you got a wig on, and they got 2,000 views. Am I literally doing the wrong thing? I want you to tell me, family, am I doing the wrong thing? Am I literally wasting your time because y'all don't want to hear this stuff? Y'all want to hear negative stuff. Am I wasting my time? It's discouraging. Because when y'all show up and we have a good topic and we go back and forth, it's a great show. But then you look, they got 110 ratings. They got 200 ratings. The highest we done so far this month is at the 357. I saw somebody with a daggone 10-second video they did on Tariq Nasheed versus Tranny G. They got 2,000 views. And the video was less than a minute. All they had was a picture of them two up on the same screen and said a few words about them. They got 2,000 views. Really. It's discouraging to see that. Shows how sick our people really are. Because I don't remember the last time neither one of those two was relevant in anything to do with black positivity. But you will run to somebody that got no subscribers and give them 2,000 views just because they mentioned their name and put their picture up. That shows the state of this sector. Let me get to my chat. Oops. Oh, no, I did something. Please tell me that didn't go through. Shit. How you hide somebody and unhide them in the same breath? This damn raggedy phone. Hold on, y'all. Let me go make sure. Might as well bring y'all along with me. Come on, come on. I actually got two of them. How I got two of them? Go to the dashboard. Go to video manager. It's not showing up. YouTube been acting funny today. All right, go to events. All right. I tell you, get rid of that, man. Who cares? Get rid of that. All right. Where are you? Where are you, Common Sense? Add moderator. All right. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that, Common Sense. All right. You're back, Common Sense. Say something so I can make sure you got your wrench. Say something now. So I know you got your wrench back. Come on, Common Sense. Say something. Hello. Come on, Common Sense. Say something, girl. Come on, Common Sense. Say something. There you go. All right. Sorry about that. No harm done. Does anybody have any comments on what I just said? Anybody have any comments? Come on, y'all. We got 9 people in the room. Nobody got no comment. Should kid reality shows be banned? Why is it okay to have a camera on a kid 24 hours a day? How can you really be a kid when you on TV 24 hours a day? How do you get to do what you want to do when you know you got millions of people watching your every move? How do you develop naturally as a kid with no privacy? also are the producers for that particular show encouraging you to do things you wouldn't do just to make it a good show. Because I've heard that they make these people fight with each other, act crazy, date crazy people for ratings. So to a child that's still developing, that's still learning about himself, how do you put that kind of pressure on them to entertain people that want to see them get in situations that they wouldn't get into? But that's why they watch, because they want to see you get in the situations that they wouldn't. They want to see you get in them situations. Is it fair to a child to make them have to carry that load when they should be getting to know themselves, getting to know where they're going in life, getting their plan together? Instead, they got to worry about entertaining millions of people. Millions of lust, thirsty, hungry, wanting to be entertained. I don't think there should be any child reality shows, because you damage the child. You make them grow up faster than they want to or need to. You might send them into the arms of the drug dealers. You might send them early into the tracks of alcoholism by putting all that pressure on them while they so young. What do y'all think? Yeah, it is a delay. It's like I think it's like a 9-second delay. That's why when you hear me say, let me wait for y'all to catch up, I'll be waiting, watching on the phone, waiting for y'all to catch up. Nobody cares says, sorry, she stepped out. Common sense says, you deleted mine, and that was a mistake. Nobody cares says, BD, did you order your aspirin and headphone cord? Yes, I did. And thanks to you, I found a good deal. They had 6 bottles for $10. Prime. Should be here tomorrow. 6 bottles. Prime. So I ain't got to worry about that for a while. Thank you, nobody cares. Won't have to worry about it for a while. Oh, the headphone cord. I'm gonna order that today. I found somebody that got it for $6.49. I found somebody that got it for $7. I'm trying to see if I can get it for $5.50. If not, then I'll go ahead with the $6.50 one. Common sense says, nice, Derek. Common sense says, good deal. All right, y'all, let's get to the next topic. Man, we're going through a lot of them. Has anybody noticed the rising in stalking cases? And it's not just, people following you around. There's also stalking on social media. Stalking on Facebook, stalking on Twitter, stalking on Instagram, stalking on YouTube. There are more cases of stalking being filed than any other time in history. Can somebody explain why that is, and what can we do to combat stalking? It ain't the old days where there was a woman that was obsessed with you and she follow you around, see you with another woman and break out the windows in your car, or the days when the man be looking in your window, or the man be following you out on your date to see who you with. It ain't just that kind of stalking anymore. They got smart with it. They follow you on your mobile phone. They follow you on your Facebook. They follow you on your Twitter. They follow you on YouTube, on Twitch. They will find you. They will stalk you. They will harass and bully you. Question is, did social media make it easier? Is that why we seeing that jump? Or are people just getting sicker? What's your comment? What do you think, family? Nobody cares. It's what, 579? I need to go look at the list. I'll look at the list. Nobody cares when I get off. Nobody cares says yes from YouTube. Nobody cares says several I know are being stalked. Nobody cares says jealousy is real, yet sad. Common sense said, I agree with you. Nobody cares is dangerous. So, what do y'all think that we can do about it? Is there a way to stop the stalking that's going on? Because they don't have to go follow you now. They don't have to hang out under your bedroom window and peek in. They pretty much can harass you any time of day just using social media. They can use social media to track where you go. If they hack into your phone, they can literally know your every step wherever you go. They can literally track you. They don't have to be out there in the rain, duck down in the bush with an umbrella. They can just track your every step. And then you come home and you get these messages. I saw you out there with Romeo. I saw you. I saw y'all with that walk in the park. I saw y'all up there on the bridge. What were y'all doing? Smooching. They can literally do that with the push of a button. And have you second guessing? Like, were you there? Nobody cares says be safe. Don't give out too much personal information. Common sense says people are bolder, it appears. Mental illness is going unchecked. Nobody cares says yes, definitely common. In the United States, we have the right to an education through our public school system. We have a right to it. But just because it's a right don't mean it's good. Is it successful or is it a failure compared to the other schools around the world? Is the United States public school system that every citizen has a right to attend? You have a right to get an education. You have a right to get that education. But is it a failure or is it a success? What do you think, family? What do y'all think? Is the public school system, is it a failure or is it a success? Y'all let me know. Failure or success? We got a little delay, waiting on some comments to come in. Come on, y'all. We got 9 people in the room now. education in the United States is a right. It's a privilege. It's actually both. Is our educational system, the public system that everybody has a right to. If you examine it, is it a failure or a success? Let's check the chat. No comments? All right, let me ask y'all this. Is CCTV cameras in public places, is it for deterring crime, or is it for the government spying on its citizens? What do y'all think? Is the closed circuit television cameras that you see in our public places, are they for deterring crime, or just the government spying on its citizens? What's your honest opinion? You really believe that they catching criminals with these cameras? Or do you believe it's just a way of spying on us citizens? Hey, what's going on, Smitty? Where you been at? I'm glad you stopped by. Got 17 questions. And y'all been leaving me hanging. I'm glad nobody cares showed up. Smitty showed up. I'm glad Common Sense showed up. I don't know what Tyrone is. Don't know where Papa D is. Don't know where Renee is. Don't know where Lisa is. People just, they don't show up. All right, Smitty said she got home late tonight. So, it's one we haven't touched yet. I'm going to save it for last. So let's do a review for those of you that wasn't here. First question, it's in the title. Should child rapists be executed when caught? If you can prove that somebody did something to a child, should that person be apprehended, tied to a stake in the middle of the street in front of the house where it happened at? And should the family be able to run out that house with anything they can pick up and beat the living tar out that damn pervert on the spot? The whole block should get a crack at him, but the family of the child victim should get first crack. And they can come out with anything. Saws, table legs, steel chairs. Should they be able to publicly torture and execute? We don't need no police station. We don't need no judge. We don't need to waste money on a court. We don't need to house these criminals for 30 years. No. Should they be on the spot? Had the TV cameras there. Government officials there. Had a mayor there. Should they be allowed to beat the tar off the pedophile? Would that slow down? Would that slow down any pervert that's even thinking about touching a child, knowing they can be publicly executed live on TV. Would that slow down the child molestations? And for those of you who say that won't because they sick, then isn't that more reason to get them the fuck off the planet? Somebody talk to me. Tell me what you think, family. Come on. Common sense says used for both at some point. Common sense says security gathering information. Well, come on. I want y'all to talk about this topic. This is the bomb burner of the day. I want to know. For all y'all to say that y'all care about y'all children, and I want to know if you can catch a child rapist in the act, would you be able to have the law come pick that person up, bring them in the middle of the street, in front of your house, tie them to a stake, and the family members should get first crack at beating the tar out of them? Then the rest of the block should get a free shot. Public humiliation, public torture. There should be a doctor on the spot every 5 minutes. They should check the vital signs to see if they're still breathing. They still breathing? Continue on with the whoop. They ain't breathing? Put them in a body bag, take them to the morgue. What do you think? Give me your honest opinion. Poppy ain't gonna do a show like this, but goddamn it, I will. Let's get it real. I want to know, what do y'all think? Come on. Common sense says the government's spying. Nobody cares says I kill them myself. Yes. Nobody cares. Spoke up where everybody else at. For your kids or grandkids, somebody get caught doing something to your child. Instead of going through that long court system, as a deterrent to other pedophiles, we should be able to execute them on the street. All you need is witnesses and DNA proof. That person should be brought back, tied to a stake in the middle of the street, right in front of the house where it occurred. The park, wherever. The campgrounds, wherever. You should be able to get a family first crack at beating the holy hell out of them. And anybody else in the vicinity that's unrelated should get one crack at them. Front kick, right cross, a slap with a tree log, whatever. Let me know, what do y'all think? Nobody says I kill him myself. Yes. Common sense said I answer no. We're not that kind of country. Well, locking them up ain't a deterrent. Locking them up is not a deterrent. They get right out and redo it. So locking them up doesn't do anything. Them going to see a psychologist doesn't do anything. You want to stop this? You got to go back to the ways of old. Back in biblical days, when you got caught stealing, they cut your hand off. Cut it off. You had to go through the rest of your life with only one hand. Everybody knew you was a criminal. Torture these people on public television. Everybody gonna know they perverts. If they survive it, don't let them be around your children. There's always gonna be a percent that's gonna survive. If they survive, everybody tired. Nobody even want to take a swing out no more. Let them go. He even get within 10 feet of a child. Everybody's going to do it all over again. See? This is how you going to get these people. They either going to have to come out and take that whooping, or they're going to regress and go find them some midgets and go play with the midgets. They're adults. It's going to get rid of all that. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Smitty says, here in the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4, child rapists cannot be executed, but crimes against individuals can be applied only to murder in the country. I ain't asked y'all about the Supreme Court. Some of them old farts might be perverted. We don't know. All right? India, they do have rape executions. That's Smitty. Common sense says, Smitty, there's one person on death row who did not commit murder. I said you had to have witnesses. You had to have DNA evidence. Once that's acquired, that person should be led. I didn't say on the spot. I said you call the authorities, let them apprehend the suspect. You do your DNA test. You have witnesses that saw it. I saw him sneak in the room. I saw him come out and take off. Go get him. They get him. They find the child DNA on him. They find his semen, or if it's a her vagina juice on the child's penis. Drag their ass out the hospital. Tie them to a stake and beat the living tar out of them. Don't need no more evidence than that. You got DNA. Beat the crap out of them. If there is that one person that's innocent out of 100, we take our chances. To get rid of 99 perverts. One innocent person might have to go for every 99. I can live with that. Can you? If on death row, there's one innocent person for every 100 to get executed, sorry for that one, I can live with that. Can you? If your house is infected with roaches and you bomb the house, and by mistake, that bombing take out a raccoon, or it take out what was the animal we talking about yesterday? The one to eat everything. If it take out one of them, I'm sorry. But goddamn it, there ain't no bugs in here no more. Sorry for that one little critter. Ain't had no business in my house anyway. To get rid of them thousands of roaches, somebody got to be a casualty. People the same way. Sometimes. Hey, In order for you to have a murderer, somebody got to get murdered. For you to have a rapist, somebody got to get raped. Sometimes they kill more than one person. Sometimes they rape more than one person. To get them off the street, to get them to stop doing it, if sometimes one innocent person get executed, that person killed 5 innocent people. I'll take the odds. I'll take a 99 to 1. Somebody slide through the top of it. Well, how does your DNA, how her DNA get on your penis? Explain it. What was y'all doing to her DNA on your penis? Why is her semen in her, and why your semen in her vagina? Why is your vagina juice on his lips? Why your vagina juice on that little boy's lips? Explain it. Why is your saliva on his penis? Explain it. You can explain it. You should be let go. You can't explain it. Tie your ass to that stick and drag you out there. Smitty says there are a lot of individuals accused of crimes they did not commit. That's why we have a system. It's barbaric. Will probably not ever be allowed. It's amazing how every time you talk about pedophiles, people say they ought to be killed. Then when you say, well, let's do it. No, it's barbaric. Explain that. Explain that. Oh, they shouldn't even live. We should get them off the planet. All right, here's one. Let's kill them. Let's turn them into the cop. When we gonna start standing behind what we say? Why are you afraid for the perv? See, this go back to my ratchet theory. Why do we care about those that ruin our society? Why do we care about them? Why do we care for the criminals? You know, it's not right that them criminals got a shower together and they probably get foot diseases and stuff like that. Hello, don't go. Don't commit crimes and go to jail. You ain't got to worry about it. You know, the food they're giving them is not something you would want. You shouldn't want to go to jail. The fact that you would say that means you planning to go, or you got loved ones you know go back and forth and you concerned about them. That's what you say when you say stuff like that. Which means, like I said, you care about those that destroy the community. I could care less if they get a foot fungus while they're in there. Shouldn't be in there. They might get raped while they're in there. Shouldn't be in there. Why are you in there? You can't come out here and get a job, raise your family and follow the rules? Then why should we care? You know, they used to have programs in here. You can come in here and get an education. They ain't got them for regular people that do what they supposed to do. Why the hell should you have them? Huh? Why should you have that benefit when hardworking people don't? They out here busting their asses to do what they got to do. And you want to fucking, man, please. Better take your 3 hots in the cot and be happy. Why we want to dress up prison for you? It ain't a hotel. It's called prison. You supposed to do hard time. It's supposed to be a deterrent. Why you want to dress it up? if it's supposed to be a deterrent? Why you want to make it a stay at the La-Di-Da Hotel? Nah, you want to make it a dudes drop in hotel. You want them to never want to come back. The only thing that I will say on behalf of prisoners, and some of y'all listening might be former prisoners, and I might offend y'all. I'm keeping it real. The only benefit that I think that prisoners should have, if you are 2 years or less to get out, you should not be nowhere near lifers. I say it again. If you are within 2 years of getting out, you should be nowhere near lifers. Why do I say that? Well, let me explain. Lifers ain't going nowhere. They in jail for life. Why would you put them with criminals who are about to get out? You make them the bitch of the lifers because the lifers don't have nothing to lose. They don't mind bitching you out. They don't mind raping you. They don't mind taking your commissary. They don't mind making you wash their drawers. They don't mind making you toss the salad. They know that you trying to get out. They ain't getting out. The worst that can happen to them is they get thrown in the hole. So I'll get out, come back, and whoop your ass again. Make you do all these things. Somebody trying to get out is at the mercy of the lifers. I don't think that's fair. You should put people that's about to get out, they should be together, and lifers should be together. Anybody that has any possibility of ever getting out of jail should never be in a pod, in a unit. Even on the yard, they should never, because the lifers got nothing to lose. Now, that's one thing I will fight for. I don't think it's fair. There's no way in the world you should go in for something like drunk driving, too many tickets. You know, you get too many tickets, they lock you up, you don't pay them. Child support. And you in the same pod with stone cold lifers. That's not fair. And somebody tell me why I'm wrong. That's not fair. How you gonna put people that's only gonna be there for a short time, that's not real criminals? You're gonna put them with the hardcore, ain't never getting out. You just making them the bitch. And what's gonna happen when they do get out? They're gonna have so much anger, they're gonna wind up right back in there. And this time they're gonna be the lifers. So now they can do what was done to them. You creating a cycle right there. The object is to stop the cycles, not create them. Let me go to the chat. Common sense says, why stoop to that level of violence? It will make for a barbaric existence. You really think so? Smitty says, I saw the man that took justice into his own hands and shot the pedophile who was convicted of raping his daughter in the head, executed him in the public courthouse. I got absolutely no problem with that, and that man should not. That man should not be prosecuted. That man should be a hero for taking care of his kid. Smitty says, I don't think he got much time. He shouldn't have got no time. Nobody Cares says, good show. All but my bedtime. Hope y'all have a good night. All right, thanks for stopping by. Nobody Cares. Common Sense says, I saw one too, Smitty. He was sentenced to a long time. He said he regrets killing the man. He trying to get out of jail. I wouldn't have said it. I've been on TV every day. Convict me as to convict your own child. With no juror that had the balls. Common Sense said, it took him away from his daughter when she needed him most, also changed his family lifestyle. Smitty said, did he shoot him in the head? Common Sense. Common Sense says, I think that particular case was in the airport. Smitty involves a boy and a coach. Smitty said, the one I'm referring to happened in Texas. Smitty says, also in 2012, a man will get no time for beating the perpetrator to death with his fist. The child was 5. Common Sense said, there have been many cases one man killed his own son. That shows you. It's getting bad. That's why I say it should be a public. So nobody do no time. And the mother and father and brother and sisters and uncles can be there to help their child get over it and become a functional part of society. Locking the father up just put more stress on the young child because they're going to think it's because of them their father got locked up. It's because of them that their uncle got murdered, or the next door neighbor, or the coach. You're hurting that child even more than the rape. That's why I say it should be public. Common Sense says he assaulted his 4-year-old sister. Common Sense continues, 14-year-old boy. 14-year-old boy assaulted his 4-year-old sister, and the father killed the 14-year-old. Killed his own son. Smitty says it happens more than we know. That's why we need to set some kind of example to stop it. See, when people start talking, they'll talk forever. But when you ask them for some real, hardcore, hard-hitting, let's get it. Well, you know, that's too mean. Well, you can't have both ways. And that's why the criminals flourish in our country. On one side, you got people that want to lower the boom. On the other side, you got people that hesitate. Now we got to find out, why did this side hesitate? And I keep telling you, because movies and TV shows and the fact that you got some of that garbage in your family, it makes you feel for them. It makes you feel sorry for them. When you watch the movie Juice, they made Tupac the villain. All 4 of them boys should have got killed. All 4 of them. Q included. When they made that movie, down there in South California, where they went in there and they killed that Chinese man in the restaurant, and the boy was showing videos to all his friends. Each one of them that went in there and killed that man, they should have all had their heads blown off. But them movies is making us feel sorry for them. Why are we feeling sorry for those criminals? Why? You know why? Because we know people like that. Because we related to people like that. And as long as they ain't doing nothing to you, you turn your head. And you'll publicly say, yeah, we should be leaning on. When you know in your heart, you want to bust them in that goal. You know it. When we going to stop? When we going to stop these fake answers? Because we think that's what people want to hear. When we going to start telling the truth? We know somebody that's a serious, dangerous threat to our community. And we don't say nothing. Because they're not a threat to us at that moment. But then when they are a threat, when nobody else listens, after you have made excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse for their behavior, then you get mad. I'm telling you now, come get them. We don't care. You don't spend so much time convincing them they're okay. They're all right. Whatever. No, officer, I ain't see nothing. I know I got his blood on me, but I ain't see nothing. It happened right here in my house. I'm sitting there watching TV. I ain't see nothing. Blood trail all through the house. I ain't see nothing. Keep saying you didn't see nothing. And wait, it'll be your time. Somebody near you gonna get caught up. Common Sense said, I needed to look up that case to see what punishment he got. That happened in Michigan. Smitty says true. So y'all think just locking them up, and then they're gonna put them in special. They're gonna put them in special care so that the prisoners don't get them, and he's gonna get right back out and do the same thing. You gonna lock him up again? He's gonna do, instead of doing 5, he's gonna do 10. He'll do 10, get out good behavior. At 8, he'll be back, do it again. There is no cure. There is no cure. But I tell you this, if they know what I described, they might have a second thought. When he says, I don't feel sorry for that behavior, but refuse to answer. Rape is sensitive, brother Derek. You have to realize it affects many. Then that's why you penalize it the hardest. Rape should be right under murder. And now with people having HIV, they can literally not just molest a little girl or boy, they can sentence them to death before they even had a chance to live. And that punishment should be a couple years in jail. What if they do have HIV? They give it to the child, their child dies in a couple years. You give him a 10-year sentence. He dies after 2 from AIDS. So what have you done? Nothing. Beat the tar off of him. Beat his ass till he take his last breath. You're going to feel that punishment. Ain't going to spend money trying to treat him for AIDS. Let him be in the hospice, getting waited on hand and foot in the jail hospice. Take him out. Eliminate all that. If you can prove it. When he says, like I said, he's jumping. Hey, why you retract your answer? I'd rather your child see his rapist hungover and seeing his family members take him out. I'd rather that be the last image your child see. And he knows his family and his community cares for him. I'd rather that be the last image that child sees of that rapist, because you don't know how long that child been tortured. I'd rather that be the last image they see. Their people standing up for him and knowing that he got that help for the rest of his life. And them having to sit in the courtroom with defense attorneys trying to chop them up. But they're going to be on that stand by themselves. The judge will help as much as he can, but they're going to be there by themselves. They won't feel alone when they see their family and friends fighting for them. What do you think about that? Come on, everybody slow down. I also asked, should all zoos be closed? Why do we have zoos? Why do we have aquariums? Why do we lock these animals up that belong in the free wild? Why do we cage them up? Put them in these little fake sceneries for our benefit, for the benefit of us to come look at them. Why do we take these animals out the wild, throw them into a fake made man scenario, have people come look at them, just for our pleasure? Because we too lazy to go look at them. We can't take some binoculars and go look at them. We want to come look at them in the zoo. We want to come look at them at the aquarium. We want to see the dolphin do the spins, and we want to see the sharks in the zoo. Is it fair for those animals to be captured and put in these fake environments when they have built-in instincts? Why are we surprised when we hear about animals that were domesticated, like monkeys, the monkey that beat the woman up and killed her? Why do we sound surprised when we see the lions in the circus attack and kill a lion tamer? These animals were not made to be put in cages. They were made to roam They were made to hunt and kill. They weren't made to be your little pussycat. Why is it okay? Is it inhumane to take these animals that were meant to be in the wild just because they get health care and 3 meals a day? Is it still cruel to make these animals grow up in a fake environment, being googled and awed by us for our entertainment? Is it fair? And if the situation was reversed, is it fair if we kept people? Matter of fact, would it be fair if we redesign all the jails to where they were transparent and anybody could walk by and be like, "Hey Jay, look at you, how you motherfucking ass locked up. Look at you. I told you stop doing that shit." Would that be fair? To put the criminals on display where people could come by and heckle them like we do the animals in the zoo. How many of y'all ain't gone and went, ooh, would it be fair to have the criminals go on display like we have them in the zoo and we get to go around and heckle them? I told you, John, keep doing that shit, you gonna get caught. You sorry mother. Look at you. Look at you in that orange. Look at you in that blue. You look good in it, man. Exactly where you belong. Would that be fair? We do it to the animals. Why not do it to the prisoners? Talk to me. Smitty said, I don't feel sorry for that behavior, but refuse to answer. We already covered that. So nobody ain't said nothing. Well, all right, y'all. I'm in this, man, because nobody not answering. Talk show supposed to go 2 ways. If ain't nobody answering, it's a waste of time. I done asked y'all some good questions. Smitty had zoos have an importance because thousands of species of wild animals are dying off. Saving them is the purpose of a modern zoo. Then why not give them natural life reserves? And then we can go in our cars like they do in other countries, and we can ride by, and we can see the zebras, and we can ride by, and we can see the rhinos, and we can ride by. My concern with the zoo is the space. Animals need to roam free. You have them enclosed. That's why I ask, is it humane? If we had wildlife preservatories, where they could roam and frolic and do everything. Yeah, we had a fence up, but instead of them having maybe an acre combined for everybody, why not get them 20 acres? We could get in our cars, go drive by and see them, take our pictures, and go about our way. Why they gotta be cramped in like little jails just for our pleasure? Common sense says preservation and conservation. Smitty says natural preserves are more ideal. Caging them is not, leads to depression, etc. Thank you, Smitty. That's what I was talking about. You said better than I did. That's why we need a two-way. Y'all might have a better opinion than I have, but they only hear mine. And since we covering zoos, what about you? How many pets do you have? Why do you have a pet? I'm a cat owner. Dogs are meant to be in the wild, and so are cats. They are natural hunters. Why is it okay for us to domesticate wild animals? Because we want that companionship. They say a man is a dog best friend. You ain't ever seen them dog packs in the wild? You wouldn't bring one of them home, would you? You hear about all these dog attacks. These dogs are meant to be in the wild. Well, why you got to put them in a cage? Why you got to tie them up? Why they got to be on a leash? If they domesticated animals, they should never attack a human being. But they do. And why do they? Because they belong in the wild. Make all the excuses you want. You got sick people that actually take baby tigers and baby lions and try to raise them. They got to take the teeth out their mouth. They got to claw them. Why? Because when they get bigger, they want to go outside. They don't want to stay in your yard. They want to go roam the prairie. And they're going to fight back. No matter how much you baby them. No matter how much meat you give them. Speaking of meat, I don't know who had this cat. I can't give her no meat. She won't take it. She only wants her kibbles and bits. She won't drink no milk. She only want to drink water. It's good for me because it's not expensive to keep her. But goddamn it, you know good and well. Cats like fish. Cats like liver. This cat, I done tried to give her chicken. I done tried to give her fish. She won't eat it. She just plays with it. And then I gotta go run and make sure that she don't knock it up under someplace that's gonna draw, insects, because you can't have food laying around. I gotta go find it and get rid of it. She runs over there and gets her kibbles and bits. But is that fair to her? When will she lash out? You might say, well, if she get attention, she got toys. She got a scratching post. Got her own litter box to go to the bathroom in. She got food. She got water. She shouldn't turn on the hand that feeds her. But will she? Will her natural instincts return? She only 17 months. She starts to become an adult with those instincts. Will she start to resent me for not letting her go outside? Will she attack me one day? Am I doing more harm than good to her? Keeping her locked up and well fed. In the hopes she won't follow her instincts and go roam and be free. Are we doing the right thing to our pets? Is it inhumane? Keep them confined to a house or confined to a yard when they want to go out there and climb trees and chase butterflies and chase birds and mice? Is it fair that we keep them locked up in the house or confined to a yard? I'm just asking. Let me see what my chat says. Let me see what y'all say. Common sense says there's money to be made for some. That's it. Are y'all getting tired? It's 12 o'clock. If y'all want, I can end this tomorrow. Because we got 8 people in the room and don't nobody want to check. I'm only getting comments from Common Sense and Smitty. I might have to start coming on earlier. All right, y'all. Last call. Any comments? Any comments, y'all? Smitty says dogs were the first domesticated animal. Humans may have ruined their wolf pack instincts. But is it fair to the animal? I mean, let's just get real. Y'all ever seen rich people with the animals? They got them all dressed up and they got them looking all nice and they got the little coats on and you know, they got the little jewelry on. And are those animals really happy? But the animal just want to kick that stuff off and just go run out in the grass. I mean, seriously. Common sense says, yup, you can now design a pet now. Does that pet ever lose that natural instinct? Is that why there's so many pet attacks? No matter how much you try to domesticate them, are they still wild animals? Even after years of breeding, where you take an original male and female, you take them from the wild, you have them together, you mate them, and you mate the animals, and you keep them in enclosed areas. Do they ever, do any other offspring, do they lose that wild instinct? Do they have it? Is it like I said about the Holy Spirit? You have it till it's activated. Do they have that wild instinct? That instinct to be the king of the jungle, to rule the wild, to hunt? Do these things ever leave the animal? Or are they always there waiting for a chance to come out? Waiting for the right opportunity? Laugh out loud. Common sense says you think it's silly to design a pet. I can tell you this. If I'm laying down and I'm holding Davy, when she hears another sound, like maybe from outside, or if like the cell phone's on the bed and the light comes on for some reason, you can almost see her looking at me to see if I'm going to go to sleep or lessen my grip on her. She's going to jump and go check out what caught her attention. I know, even if I'm watching TV, if I hear her tail start to go thump, 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 she's plotting. She's plotting her escape to go be nosy. And I know to let her go. And chances are she'll go inspect, sniff around, and then she'll come right back. But the point is, that instinct is still in her. She hears a sound. She sees something abnormal. She's going to go investigate. And she starts plotting. Looking at me, is he going to fall asleep? Is he going to lessen his grip on me so I can go be nosy? That's an instinct. That means she still has it. When I hear a tail thumping, I know, let her go. Because if you keep pressing an animal that's intent on doing something else, they're going to respond with violence if you don't let them go. Because it's all they know. And you might say, well, then you hold them tighter. Or you tell them no. Or you impose your will. Then you're making yourself an enemy to your pet. And one day, while you sleep, they're going to ball out on you. So, are we doing them more harm than good? Trying to domesticate a wild animal. Carmen says, be right back. Get ready to turn down. Well, all right, y'all. It's 12:14. Nobody really commenting. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, even though we got 7 people in the room. I'll be back tomorrow night with some more topics. Hope y'all be ready to talk. Without leaving me hanging. So thanks a lot, Common Sense. Thanks, Nobody Cares. Thanks, Smitty. There ain't nobody in the chat to thank. I done said everybody. Minnie was here for a minute. Superman was here. Y'all get a chance, go check out Superman Clark Kent Sr. He's got some interesting videos. Y'all want to check his channel out. To the chat one last time, and then I'll let y'all go. Smitty says, good night, brother Derek. Common Sense. Have a good night. Good night to you, Smitty. Thanks for coming by and participating. You know, I guess people wasn't enough for talking tonight. But I'm not disappointed. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll be right back here. Y'all have a good night. Peace.